Oh, what up? What up, you guys? Hi there. I'm editing my book right now. Let me show you Jesus. This is what Jesus would have looked like. This is Jesus right here. It says in Revelation 19:16, he has a name written on his robe and his thigh. King of Kings, Lord of Lords. So he has on his leg and his thigh these words. It also says that Isaiah 53:2, he grew up before him like a tender shoot, and like a root out of the dry ground. He had no beauty or majesty to attract us to him, nothing in his appearance that we should desire him. He was not desirable. He was tatted up. Tat. This verse says he has tattoos. This one said he was not desired. This one says he will come to separate the sheep from the goat. He will separate people from another, like sheep separated from the goat. So you have people who don't like him on this side, the sheep who are followers, and people who do like him on this side who are the goats. Um, the point is that Jesus is not a real person, so the ones praising Jesus should be the ones that are praising higher consciousness. The sheep are the ones who think that he is not king. You know, they throw stones at him like they're foolish. Obviously, he's the one who walks on water. Obviously, he's the Son of God. In the Bible, Jesus was not lying. The people who didn't believe him were they were horribly mistaken. That's why Jesus forgives them, because they don't know better. But outside of the story, Jesus represents higher awareness itself. Thank you, T Solo. Appreciate you, brother. Bro Sanchez, thank you. So, I want to share with you guys something here. Look at this. So, let's talk about the hero's journey. We have Thor, who lifts the hammer no one else can lift. Arthur can pull the sword out of the stone. Jack climbs the beanstalk. Humpty Dumpty falls and is remade. They build him back together again. This is about the death and rebirth ritual. So you cannot go to heaven unless you have been born again. That's what Jesus says, unless you're born again. So what does it mean to be born again? It means to die to your fixation, die to your belief systems. That's what it means. So the point is to kill your beliefs, and this is why some traditions talk about sacrificing children. Just as a tuning fork can cause nearby forks to vibrate at the same frequency, some believe that by killing a pure offering like a child boy, you could transmit its purity to the surrounding world. Sacrifice was not seen merely as destruction, but as means of purification. You want to sacrifice the purest one, which is a child boy. You don't sacrifice an old man. You sacrifice a pure boy. The child means he's not. They think he's pure physically, but he's actually pure psychologically. The young boy is pure because he doesn't have favorites yet. Who does he love more, his mother or his father? He's psychologically pure. They think they have to kill a child and release his blood because his blood is pure because he's not contaminated yet physically. Only when you're an adult do you have sex, do you take other people's DNA, mix it with your DNA. A child doesn't have mixed DNA, it's purely his. So, the reason that people want to sacrifice children, and the reason the Bible says not to do it, it says here in the Bible, they caused their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire and provoke the Lord to anger. So, you're not supposed to pass children through the fire. But I'm saying there's two ways to read this verse. Are they physically putting children in the fire, or are they referring to passing through the fire, which is a psychological thing? For example, when it says here in the Bible, when you pass through the waters, this is Isaiah 43 2. Um, Let me go to Isaiah 43 2. Why is the Bible verse not there? So look at this. Isaiah 43 2. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through fire, you shall not be burned. Okay, so you walk through fire, you won't be burned? Well, the point is, when Jesus walks on water, it means he won't drown. It means you can walk on your thoughts. Your thoughts don't consume you. And also to walk on fire, well, water would be your emotions, fire would be your thoughts. You don't let your thoughts or your emotions pull you in. You don't even let sensations pull you in. So, what I'm trying to say here is Jesus tells us to be like children. Why do we have to be like children? Because children are not fixated. Heaven is not a place and it's not even a state of mind. Totally. Heaven, there's two heavens, 1A and 1B. Heaven 1A is a state of awareness, heaven 1B is your mind. So you can say the body is hell, earth, the mind is heaven. So if you're not awake and living in hell, then you're asleep and you're living in heaven. So heaven is the limitation of the mind, hell is the limitation of the body. True heaven is not stuck in your mind, which is 1B heaven. 1A heaven means the ability to leave 1B heaven, which is your mind, and enter the body. So there's two heavens. Heaven is the mind, it's also the state of not being stuck to anywhere. So 1A heaven is freedom of awareness, 1B heaven is mental content. So the goal of becoming like children is to be able to move through both of them. That's why the Gospel of Thomas says, make them like one. The male and female must be together as one. It doesn't mean to merge them and to identify with your body and with your mind, because the goal is to be non-fixed, not fixed. So to combine them, that is to confuse you a little. People who identify with their thoughts and identify with their body and their sensations, I'm Julio Castro. You are not the body, you're the observer that operates through the body temporarily. And so the point is to be like children, not to sacrifice children. The only reason they would sacrifice children is because ultimately they believe that I'm impure. So for me to be pure, I don't have to be like a child. The literalists would find a child, kill him within our midst, rub his blood on our bodies, and now, like a tuning fork, I'm going to incorporate the pure boy and rub his blood on me so that I can become pure like him. Purity doesn't transfer physically from blood. The child is not physically pure. I mean, he is, but you don't need to be pure by putting his physical purity onto your physical body to gain his purity. I'm physically pure because he was physically pure and I wasn't, but now I am because I put his physically pure essence on me. No, he is psychologically pure. You need to be like a child and be psychologically pure, not physically pure. You don't need to kill a physically pure boy so that you can be physically pure. Psychological purity is what you need to get to heaven. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. So the reason they kill boys is because Himself, God sacrifices Jesus Christ and Jesus died for us. Why? Because God knew that the world was impure. So in order to purify the world, how do you purify it? Do you guys know what tuning forks are? God killed Jesus. God sacrificed His Son the way humans would sacrifice their sons. But I'm telling you, we're not supposed to physically kill children to be pure like them. To go to heaven, you have to be pure. And if you're not pure, you got to kill something else that's pure, right? No. You have to purify yourself, not by killing something that is pure. Purify yourself by killing the stuff of you that's not pure. Get rid of the impurities, the bad thoughts, and what left is the pure you. That's why we have to do shadow work and ego death. Kill the ego, so what's left is the non-ego. This is how tuning forks work. If you have one tuning fork and you strike it, the one next to it, this is called sympathetic vibrations. Humans work the same way. If you vibrate this tuning fork, the one next to it is going to vibrate at the same frequency. It has picked up. It's like you're clapping next to me, now I'm going to clap. It's like when you hear a dog go, ow, and now all the dogs are going, ow, and they're howling at the moon. That's constructive interference. That's sympathetic vibration, harmonious frequencies. So they think that by striking the pure boy, the people who are next to this boy are going to vibrate and also be pure. The people who are impure think by striking a boy and killing him and shedding his blood, they're going to also be pure. And it's okay if I look dumb, you guys, because the Bible warned you. The Bible specifically said that when Jesus comes, all nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate the people from one another like a shepherd separates the sheep from the goat. So some of you say, Julio, you're ugly, you're dumb, look at you, you're a clown. And other ones are like, no, that's what God looks like, because the Bible says right here, the one coming will have no beauty or majesty to attract us to him. Nothing in his appearance that we should desire him. Do you desire me? No? Good, because that's what they said Jesus would do, that he wouldn't attract you. I'm not attractive, am I? Jesus isn't either. It says in the Bible, not me. Go read your Bible. Go pull it out and look up this chapter, Isaiah 53:2, and it will show you that Jesus has no attraction, nothing to desire him. Back to what I was saying. The reason that they kill children is because they believe that the child is going to make them also pure. That's because they believe the child's physically pure. That's why a child. Why don't you get an old man who's a good person? Why don't you kill an old man? Why is everybody killing children? Don't we love children? Yes, but don't we love God more? The Bible says to love God more than your family members. That's why they kill children, thinking it's going to bring them to God. You're not supposed to kill a child, you're supposed to be like a child. But they believe killing the child makes you like the child because you put his blood on your body. Now you're taking on the costume of the child. Be psychologically pure, not physically pure. Don't listen to me, guys. That's right. You see the guy that said, don't listen to me? Listen to him and listen to the Bible. I'm not speaking from my own words. I'm literally reading the Bible verses to you. It said God is not attractive. So people say, you're not attractive. Yeah, don't shoot the messenger. Just get the message, dog. So, anyways, what I'm teaching you is that the reason God killed his child Jesus was because he wanted to end child sacrifice. Everyone knows you have to be like a child, but they don't know how to be like a child. How do I be like a child? Do I have to go goo goo gaga or do I have to kill a child and rub his essence on me? Neither, because those are both physically acting like a child, or you psychologically are childlike, which means you don't have favorites or prejudices. You're able to move in and out of content like Neo from the Matrix. Neo from the Matrix can enter the simulation and he can enter the real world. The goal is to be able to have the keys to go in and out of heaven, like this. This is what heaven actually means. Because remember, I said heaven is the mind? Well, it is. Heaven is the mind, hell or earth is the body. Hades is unconsciousness because you cannot back out of the two contents that awareness witnesses. You're either looking out of your eyes in front of you, which is your body, or you're closing your eyes and you're looking into your mind, which is your mind. So you either look outside the body or inside the mind. You cannot witness between the mind and the body. You're either looking out of your eyes or into your mind, or else it's nothing, or it's just pure black. There's nothing there. You can't say there's a third place. You're either looking at your thoughts, your imagination, or you're looking at what's in front of you. So heaven is when you have all three keys. It means you don't just escape the real world and enter the mind, because that's not heaven. And if you think it's heaven, it's not. That's hell. One man's heaven is another man's hell. Heaven is not going to the realm in the clouds. It's being able to leave the clouds and come down to earth, or go up, leave earth and go back to the clouds. You can move. Jesus is the stairway between heaven and earth. Are you the stairway? Can you go up and down? Okay, then you're not in heaven. Heaven is not just going to heaven itself, because the devil was stuck there and he didn't want to be there. That's why God kicked him out. So I thought heaven is somewhere you go to eternally. No, heaven is now. It's the ability to move. Hell is when you're stuck on earth like the devil. He can't go to heaven anymore. He's stuck on earth. Jesus is not stuck in heaven. He can go back and forth. Can you go back and forth? And that's why the Bible says you won't be burned by fire, which is you won't be stuck in your mind, and you won't be drowned by water. You won't be stuck in your body. You can walk on water, walk through fire. That's why Jesus, um, that's why he, that's why when he died, the veil was torn. What does that mean? The veil is the curtain that separates the high priest and the inner sanctum with the outer court. The outer temple, the inner temple and the outer temple. So guess what? When Jesus died, the veil was split. That means there's no longer a boundary between you and God. Before Jesus died, only the high priest can talk to God. You're not a high priest. Only the Pope is allowed to talk to God directly. But once Jesus died, that veil was torn. That boundary is gone. There's no longer a mediator needed for you to talk to God. It's like you talk to the Pope and the Pope talks to God. And if you want to talk to God, you have to talk to the Pope, and then he'll be the communicator. The Pope is in the middle between you and God. When Jesus died, F the Pope. You can talk to God now. That's what heaven is. It's the ability to observe, navigate, and overlap states at will. What are the states? Mind and body. What does overlapping them mean? It's how you prophesy, it's how you divine, it's how you oraculate. To prophesy means to tell people what you saw. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen again. People think a prophecy is something that's going to be fulfilled, meaning the prophecy is that I'm going to have 1 million followers one day. And then when I have 1 million followers, the prophecy is fulfilled. Yes, he has 1 million followers just as he said he was going to. It doesn't mean I saw something in my mind and it's going to happen. It means it just happened in my mind. So to oraculate or to prophesy doesn't mean to fortune tell. I'm going to tell you your fortune. I'm going to tell you the future. No, prophetic speech is actually just a psychedelic description. I'm just explaining to you my little DMT psychedelic trip. I was talking to elves on Pluto. It doesn't mean in the future I'm going to talk to elves on Pluto. I just talked to them right now. So there's no such thing as prophesying or fortune telling, but there is visions, and there is oraculating those visions. I can tell you what I saw. So, look at this. Check this out. This is going to blow you away. 53 in my book. Let's go to page 53. This is the symbol for the Vatican. The Vatican has 2 keys. Those are the same 2 keys that Jesus gave to Peter. I'll show you right here. In Revelation 17:5, Jesus gives Peter these 2 keys, one gold, one silver. Jesus says, I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth will be loose in heaven. So Jesus gave Peter the keys to the kingdom of heaven. And what is it? What does heaven mean? Heaven means the ability to go to earth and heaven back and forth. That's why he has 2 keys. To bind heaven and earth, to loose heaven and earth. And you need those 2 keys. So back to 53. I'm going to show you those 2 keys at St. Peter's Basilica because Peter was given those keys. So this is St. Peter's Church where you will find the Pope. And at the Vatican, you will also see this called Pope Audiences Hall. This is a building which looks like the snake, the side of a serpent. This is the inside, which looks like the mouth of a serpent. This is the structure, this is a little structure that was made. It's a statue made of tree bark and or wood, and it's the side of a serpent. So that's Jesus. Jesus is the diviner. He's a prophet, right? He's the one who prophesies. So since Jesus isn't here, the Pope is going to be the prophet. The Pope is divining, which means he's fortune telling. That's why it's called the Pope's audience hall. He has an audience. He is a speaker. Why is he speaking? He's trying to tell you the prophecy. He thinks that his words are divine speech. He's supposed to be telling you what he saw in his mind. And I'll prove that to you because the Vatican means Mons Vaticanus. The word Vatican is Mons Vaticanus, which means the hill of prophecy. What is a prophecy? It's a vision. So that's what it means to prophesy, is to speak. To prophesy means to speak. It's a verb. Prophecy is a noun. Prophesy is a verb. The Vatican is the hill of prophesying. It's the place where you go to hear the people who have visions who speak those visions. Why do you think the Bible talks about fortune telling? Look, it says that this woman makes money by fortune telling. She can tell the future. Go write a book. I'm reading to you my book. And what else? Let's see. That's the Vatican. That's the Pope. Oh, down here. Or is that in Demystified Mysteries? Yes, it is. Look at this. What does divine mean? To divine. Is that it? Oh, that ain't it. To divinate. Oh, they're not giving me it. Hebrew divine. The Hebrew word divine. What does it mean? The Hebrew word divine, it's not even giving it to you. Divination, witchcraft. Divination. What is divination? See, interpreting omens. It's a verb. So let's put divination. Oh gosh. He's a diviner. See, look at that. She has a little crystal ball. The word divination is the practice that seeks to foresee or foretell future events. That's what the Pope does. The Pope. So look, Pope at Audience Hall. Look at this. This is the Pope. This is the Pope, and he's speaking at the Audience Hall. Okay? Now, what is the Pope called? He's called the Pontifex Maximus. Look at this. Look what he's called. He's literally called the diviner, the fortune teller. He's the fortune teller. You guys have no idea that they do drugs so that they can see visions in their minds and tell you what they saw. So look at Pontifex Maximus is the chief high priest in ancient Rome. Pontifex Maximus, Pope. Watch this. Right here. Pontifex Maximus, meaning Supreme Pontiff, is an ancient Roman title adopted by the Pope. Okay? So the Pope, what does Pontifex mean? Bridge builder. Okay, he's the great bridge builder. But look what pontificate means. What does pontificate mean? The Pontifex. Express one's opinion annoyingly or pompously. Preach. It means you're expressing your opinion in a way that is considered dogmatic. You're pushing your opinions as beliefs? That's right. The Pope is pushing his visions of his mind when he's tripping off drugs. He tells you what he saw. Oh, Jesus is going to return one day. And no, you're believing this guy who's pushing his opinions as facts. So look, that's why the world is the way it is. They can do whatever they want because apparently they're receiving visions from God. No, it's visions from their freaking mind. Don't you know that God is the mind and devil is the body? And you are Jesus, who is the Alpha and Omega. You're God and the devil. You have a devilish body and a godly mind. And together you are God and the devil. That's why you have the keys to heaven and earth. Who rules earth? The devil. But Jesus has the keys to earth. Who rules heaven? God. But Jesus has the keys. So Jesus is one with God. He's also one with the devil. So look, because God does all things, good and bad. And Jesus is God and God is the devil. So Jesus is God and the devil. So look, what is the Pope, the pontificate? Vaticinate. What does vaticinate mean? Vaticinate. The Vatican, right? Why is it called the Vatican? The Vatican. It means to foretell the future. Oh my God. You're telling me that the Pope at the Vatican, look at what's the Vatican? Look at this. Vatican Hill, Vatican, Mons Vaticanus. What does Mons Vaticanus mean? What does Mons Vaticanus mean? Prophecy. Hill of prophecy. Vatican Hill. Why? Because look, vaticinate means fortune telling. It's a prophecy. If something's going to happen in the future, that's a prophecy that needs to be fulfilled. If I'm fortune telling, I'm telling you a prophecy because it's going to happen, right? It's going to be fulfilled. So Mons Vaticanus is the hill of prophecy where you find the Pope telling you the prophecy, his visions. He's using serpent venom. That's why he's in a big serpent head. Look at this. You have to use drugs in order to prophesy. I can prove that to you. Look at this. How does Joseph prophesy? How does he divine? Look at this. It says here, Joseph, Genesis 44:5. Where is it at? See, look, it says right here, Joseph practices divination with the cup. He even says, Genesis 44:5, do you know that a man like me can indeed practice divination? What's divination? The practice of seeking knowledge of the future. Fortune telling, prophesy, prediction. A prediction is a guess. To vaticinate means to guess, to give your opinion about the future. That's what a pontiff is, to pontificate. That's the freaking Pope. Pontificate, to express your opinion. That's the Pontifex Maximus. The Pope is the Pontifex Maximus. And he vaticinates, he divines, he tells the future. Look at Joseph in Genesis 44:5. He divines with his cup. See? He interprets dreams. Joseph is answering the Pharaoh and telling him what his dream is. But Joseph needs to drink the cup to tell the Pharaoh what his dream means. He's not he's not witnessing the Pharaoh's dreams. He's witnessing his own dreams. Don't you remember Spider-Man when Spider-Man talks to the doctor and he's like, "I have dreams where I'm Spider-Man, but my web stopped working. Actually, it's not even my dream; it's my friend's dream." And the doctor's like, "Well, maybe your friend shouldn't have these dreams where he's Spider-Man." So Spider-Man told you about a friend's dream and he wants to know the meaning of his friend's dream? How come only the doctor? Why is the doctor not talking to the actual person? He's talking to the friend. Because the point is, this silver cup, I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to show you how that freaking silver cup works. You're supposed to put water in the cup, and then you drop a pebble inside of the cup, and then the water ripples now because it was still, but now you disturbed it. When you put a rock inside your water, the water ripples and you wait for the water to stop, to settle. And when the surface is flat, you can get an image, a reflection. So you put water in the cup, you put something in the cup, it disturbs it. Once it settles, you can see something and you're supposed to say, oh, I see myself. And now you tell people what it means. This is what I see. I can see my face. I can see someone else's face. I can see a dragon coming out of the cave. The point is, this cup represents your mind. The reason Joseph needs a cup to divine is because he needs to drink the substance, which is going to make him have a trip. And just like the water settles, so does your mind need to settle. When the mind settles, the observer is present because you're always caught in thoughts. You have too many thoughts and you're distracted by your thoughts. So get rid of the thoughts, and when the thoughts are gone, you have the observer is there. So the ripples settling is synonymous to your thoughts dispersing, and now you have clarity. And now you can tell people the vision. So you're people want to know the answer. What do you see? And it's like shaking the 8 ball. You shake the ball. Am I going to be wealthy one day? The ball says yes. That's the point. So you have to settle your mind, and then you can see. And when you see clearly, you can now describe what you're seeing. That's why Joseph needs the silver cup. That's how else are you going to divine with the cup? Either there's only two options. Either you're drinking whatever's in the cup, which produces a psychological shift or a psychedelic flash. Either you're drinking a drug, and that's what it's not about the cup, it's what's inside the cup. Or the cup, when you drop something inside of it, the ripples settle down, and it's just an analogy for how you watch visions in your mental content. It's the observer observing mental content. The ripples are mental content. The the stillness is the observer of those ripples. That is it. There's even another one called a black scrying mirror. What is a black scrying mirror? This is how witches can divine and tell the future as well. No, the black scrying mirror, the blackness represents the blankness of your mind. It has to be black. Then you can see a vision on the black mirror. You can look at your face. It's a mirror. You can only see the face when you polish the black. You have to polish it and clean it. Now you can see something. If there's dust on it, you can't see. Polish that obsidian and now you can see. The blackness represents the blankness. The vision on the black is the mind that you see against the blackness. It's called enlightenment because it's light from the mind. It's black. Then when your mind turns on, the light of the mind is giving you a vision. Your awareness is not the light of the mind, it's just the awareness. Or you could say the light of the mind is the witness of the mind. The point is, the mind is what's giving you content, you're witnessing the content, and when you tell people this is what I witnessed, they for some reason believe that you're a god. Oh my god, you saw something, you went to the other side, you are an astral traveler. Tell me what you saw, sir, and I'm going to write it down and act like this. And that's what the Bible is. The Bible is just people writing down what the prophets were seeing. Jesus literally said, I will write down nothing. There is not one Bible verse that Jesus wrote himself. All he did was speak, and everybody was writing it down. Wait. Rewind that, Jesus. What did you just say? I'm still writing. So the point is, you're not supposed to write it down. It's up for your interpretation, not for someone else to interpret it. You're supposed to have a vision, and all you're supposed to say is, wow, I had a vision. My mind is powerful. I felt like I was really back when I was 6 years old. It took me back to my childhood memory. I didn't physically go to my childhood, I remembered my childhood. So you don't leave anywhere. People that like, why is the Pope the Pope? Why does he have a golden crown? How come the Pope is rich as fuck? Because we are giving this man power. True power is not experience, power is realization. You don't give the Pope power because he had a vision and because he can fortune tell, because he knows the future. He doesn't know the future. You believe that he knows the future. All he knows is what he saw in his mind. That's why he's so confident. This is what I saw. He's not lying. He didn't stutter because he really saw that, but it doesn't mean that what he saw was ultimate reality. Nobody's going to take away that your dream was in fact your dream. I had a dream that I was abducted by aliens. Yes, that was your dream, but it doesn't mean you were abducted by aliens. Now people are going to worship you. That's the man that got abducted. He's not a man that was abducted. He had a dream that he got abducted. That's the dreamer man, not the abducted man. He's a dreamer. He didn't get abducted. He's not an alien communicator. He's a dreamer. He's a fucking sleeping guy. So that's it. The reason the world's all fucked up is because we're giving authority to people based on their experience when we can all have that experience. So why are you not the Pope? If the Pope is the Pope because of his experience, what makes you think he's the only one with that experience? How come only certain people on earth get to talk to God? How come only it's like how come there's not new Bible verses being written? Because back then, people would speak and people would write it down and they believed it. It was compelling enough to believe. But how come when I say, God just talked to me, guys, the Bible continues. There's going to be another book of the Bible because Jesus just talked to me last night. He came to my living room. You're not going to believe me. You're going to say, you didn't talk to Jesus. He stopped talking to people. The last person Jesus talked to was back in the day. He ain't going to talk to nobody no more. What you mean you talk to Jesus? No one's going to believe me. How come no one will believe me that I talked to Jesus, but other people can talk to him? How come the angel came to Mary and said she was going to get pregnant with Jesus's baby? How come the neighbor, if she were to come out and said that she was going to have Jesus's baby, how come no one's going to believe her? Exactly. The point is, the church is behind all of this. The church is pushing what's fact, but it's just there. It's what they want to be fact is fact. And we have to believe it's fact. The Pope is nothing. He's not close to God any closer than you are. The Pope is not closer to God than you are. Why is he the Pope then? Why does he rule over all the souls? Because we're putting our belief in him. It's the belief that we're putting into him. That's the difference between a true prophet and a false prophet. The true prophet is the truth. The false prophet is pushing what's false as the truth. But the falsity needs to be defended by more and more falsehood. Lies, truth stands on its own. So at the end of the day, the truth is that it's called the Vatican, which means the hill of prophecy. That's where you go to prophesy. To prophesy is not to fortune tell, it's to describe a vision. There's no the Bible says not to practice witchcraft, which would be omen reading. What is omen reading? Witchcraft is the practice of what I told you, putting water in a cup, dropping a pebble into the water, waiting for the water to settle, and then looking at and then drawing what I see. Okay, I see there's a woman giving birth to a child. A virgin's gonna give birth in the future, and now we're waiting for Virgin Mary to give birth to Jesus. That's not what divining or prophesying is about. It's about anointing yourself with the anointing oil, or being anointed by Mary Magdalene or Mary of Bethany. You're being anointed with the expensive perfume. It causes a vision, and you're supposed to be able to stand your ground on the axis of awareness and not be pulled in any direction. You can have psychosis, or you could end up in a coma if you don't return to the body. The prophet is not powerful because he went somewhere. I just went to the third heaven. I was caught up. I talked to God. I just went to heaven and came back. Going to heaven means you're going to your mind. But staying in heaven means you didn't come back to the body. That's like saying you're having a trip and you're just like, oh, you're having a trip and you're slobbering at the mouth and you're sitting on the couch and you're in a coma. You didn't come back to your body. What makes you a king is the fact that you came back to your body. So a prophet is one who prophesies. It doesn't mean you're fortune telling. It just means that you came back to your body and you're speaking. You're telling us what you saw. That means you're not still seeing it. It's after the fact. You saw something means you came back. It's like saying you died and came back to life. Death is the vision. If you keep seeing the vision, then you're never going to resurrect. You're stuck in the vision. You're in the tomb for not 3 days. However many days you're in a coma. You could be in a coma for a year. That means you were in the tomb for 365 days and you didn't come back until the year was over. And then you can tell us, "Hey prophet, what did you see?" "Oh, I'll tell you what I saw. I was in a coma for a whole year. You want to know what I saw?" What makes you a prophet is that you came back because you are able to conquer the mind. The mind wants to keep you in. It's like the devil when the devil tempts Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, which is the mind. The devil says, "Hey Jesus, I will give you the whole world." And God said, "No, Jesus." Jesus said, "No, Satan, I don't want the world. I want heaven. I want God, a relationship with God. I don't want the whole world and everything that I can see, like the Lion King. Everything that the light touches is yours." Jesus said, "I don't want the world." So the point is to not be tempted by the mind or the body. You can be tempted by women who want you to have sex with them, which is why they demonize women, or even a woman can be tempted by a man. So the mind can tempt you, since physical sensations can be tempting, but so can thoughts and emotions and beliefs. I believe that if I steal my neighbor's car, which is a Ferrari, I can pull up to any girl's house and I will be admired because I have a Ferrari, even if it's stolen. So that belief system is going to get you in jail. So the point is, he says with face tats, yeah, Jesus had tattoos all over his body. I'm going to show you. You obviously never read your Bible. So here's Jesus with his face tats. And here's the Bible verse that says he was tattooed. Revelation 19:16. And he has a name written on his thigh, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. He has a name written on his thigh? Yeah. Jesus has King of Kings and Lord of Lords on his thigh and on his robe. It says right there. Revelation 19:16. Jesus has a name written on his robe and on his thigh. So if you're against tattoos, whether it's on your face or anywhere, you don't know Jesus. You don't know the God of this world, the creator of your existence, and all reality is tatted up. You didn't know that? Well, don't take my word for it. Just read your Bible. Go read your Bible. Anyways, like I was saying, divining. The act of divining is just having a vision, and I'm going to prove that to you because what does Joseph actually do? He is given a task. The Pharaoh of Egypt is having dreams, and he heard that this guy knows how to interpret dreams. So the Pharaoh asks Joseph, "Hey, what does my dream mean?" He's Joseph the diviner, but guess what? Joseph can only do it with a cup. He needs to have a cup. Why does he need a cup present? To tell you what that man's dreams mean. You don't understand. Look at this. Why does Joseph need a cup? To tell the Pharaoh what his dreams mean. He's having dreams. Let's read this Bible verse. See, look. Joseph interprets the Pharaoh's dreams. He's like, "What do these dreams mean?" But then the Bible tells you not to be a dream interpreter. This is witchcraft. You can't interpret people's dreams. So look at Joseph divines with his cup. That's Joseph. And he's answering the Pharaoh's questions about his dreams. See? Joseph has to tell him what his dreams mean. You're not supposed to identify with the dream, and you're not even supposed to interpret what the dream means. You're not supposed to interpret, what does my dream mean? Heck, what it means. Do you understand that it is a dream in the first place? The point is to understand that it's a dream in the first place. What it really means is this. You cannot observe the observer directly. You can only observe the observer indirectly through the content that it observes. Either you're observing the body or you're observing the mind. The reason it's like this. The observer is only witnessed indirectly, and it becomes more obvious when there's contrast. The contrast makes the observer principle more obvious. So if the dream is extremely absurd, then you're going to know it's a dream. You're not going to know you're dreaming unless that shit is absurd. You're going to say, "What the hell? That didn't make no sense. I must be dreaming." That's how you know it's a dream. But if you don't realize that it's a dream and it's not absurd enough, then you're going to mistake it for reality. You're going to say, you're going to like, this is why Nikola Tesla said, people who think too deeply are insane. People who think clearly are sane. So to think too deeply is to show signs of insanity. To think clearly is to show signs of sanity. I don't think too deeply. Thinking deeply is exactly what it means to worship Satan and to give your power to Satan. You're bowing down to him. You're worshiping him because you're idolizing his image, whether it's the mental content or body content. I'm not identifying with anything. I'm sitting back and I'm sitting on the riverbank and letting the river flow without being carried by it. So to try to interpret the dream is to let the dream carry you in the river. No, just witness whatever comes by and know that it's just objects in the river. Every mental thought, every emotion, every sensation is just logs in the river, leaves flowing down the river, just leaves floating. You don't need to gather them and pick them up. So again, people have these visions and they believe like it means something. Oh my God. You didn't realize what the dream means, that it was so absurd. The reason it was absurd was not because there's a world of absurdity that exists. It's because that was your mind trying to wake you up. Your mind was trying to tell you, hey, this is a dream. That's why none of it made sense. It's like, do you get it now? Hello? I had a freaking a shark outside of the water. Like, how'd you not know it was a dream? And you're trying to say, what does the shark outside of the water mean? Does it mean I'm spending too much time outside of my comfort zone? It means you were dreaming, numbnuts. You were entering your own mind. So now we know what the observer is. Now we know what awareness is. Now we know what consciousness is. How can you ever learn about consciousness if you don't know what it is? Back then, how would you know? The only reason I know about consciousness is because I had a sleep paralysis. I was on my bed, I couldn't move except for my eyes, and I saw my worst nightmare in front of me in real time. While my eyes were open, I was awake. I was basically hallucinating in real time. I was able to move, and I ran to my mom, and she said, "Were you up all night?" And I said, "Yes." So since I was 13 years old, I knew the power of the mind. So anytime someone has a hallucination and does mushrooms, they're going to say, "I left my body." No, you didn't leave your body, you entered your mind. If I'm denying that you left your body and saying you entered your mind, you're denying that you entered your mind and saying that you left your body. It's one or the other. You either leave your body or enter the mind. And if you don't believe that you entered the mind, it's because you don't know the power of the mind. You don't know that the mind is so powerful, it could make you think you left your body. Because I saw my own body in front of me. You imagined yourself. Do you think it's impossible for your mind to imagine yourself? You look at yourself every day. Of course, you're going to see yourself laying in front of you because you imagined yourself what you would look like. Who knows you better than you? You saw yourself. You didn't see Dwayne Johnson because you don't look in the mirror and see Dwayne Johnson every day. You look in the mirror and see you every day. So when you left your body, you saw yourself. That's the first thing. I was floating above myself. You didn't leave your body. You entered your mind and you imagined looking at yourself. Boom. It's one or the other. Either I'm wrong or you're wrong. Either you actually left the body or you think you did because you don't know the power of the mind. So I'm not denying that you can leave your body more than you're denying that you can't enter the mind. Which is it? Are you denying the power of the mind or am I denying the power of the soul? And I don't believe that the soul can leave the body. The soul can leave the body. It's powerful. No, the soul enters the mind. The mind's powerful. So guess what? All the soul does is observe. It doesn't do anything else but observe. It's just the observer. The mind is what's playing all the tricks and has all the power. The mind just sits there and watches. It's like an eyeball floating. It doesn't have arms. It can't do anything. It can't hit buttons. It's just the witness. The mind is the one that has all. See, the mind can do things because it's basically just reorganizing the past experiences and memories that you've already had with your physical body. So if you dream of a color, you saw it before. If you dream of a certain smell, it's because you smelled it before and you're remembering that smell. You're just creating the you're creating the same brain, you're recreating the same brain activity during the experience when you first experiencing it. So you're just recombining past experiences. For example, there's no person or face in your dream that you think up yourself. You don't just invent people in your dream. You're actually bringing people from reality. Maybe when you were 5 years old, you watched a movie and then a commercial popped up, and that person in that commercial, you only remember the movie. You don't remember the commercial. It's like driving down the street. There's faces on the billboard. There's people driving next to you that you're not focused on because you're looking forward because you're driving. But there's people who enter your peripheral vision. The cars next to you, the billboards. You're gonna see people's faces and you're gonna bring them into the dream without even knowing. And you might say, I never saw that face before. Yes, you have. You just don't remember seeing it when you were 5. You dreamt about it when you were 60. Peripheral vision. Yeah, you don't know what peripheral is? So it's your side view. Like I'm looking at you, but right now I can still see my hand even though I'm looking forward. I can still see my hand. I can still because I have peripheral vision. I can see forward and up to here. I can't see here, it's a blind spot, but I can see here. I can see like in a whole circle. Okay? So you guys just don't know the power of the mind if you believed you're leaving your body. So basically all I'm telling you is that the goal is to be non fixated. The goal is authority of awareness. And that's all I want to leave it as. This is what the Bible talks about when it's speaking of divination, divining, and witchcraft and sorcery and passing through the fire. All of that stuff is about burning away your mortality, burning away your fixation. Pass through the fire, burn your fixation. Simple. Another one. You can become aware of the observer. Look at this person called the unmanifest. Listen, brother, I never said you couldn't be aware of the observer. I said you can't observe the observer. The observer doesn't have a body. How can you see something that doesn't have a shape? You can be aware of something. Oh, I must be the dreamer because this is my dream. I can't see the dreamer, but I know the dreamer exists because this is a dream. I'm controlling it. I'm the dreamer. You guys are such. Listen, I'm the author of over 1,000 pages. I have over 6 books. You want to correct me all the time. Honestly, use that jealousy or that envy because I know you want to correct me, like you want to up yourself. I'm way up here and you got to push me down and say, "Nope, Julio, you're wrong." You can be up here with me, brother. You don't have to push me down. I'm going to bring you up. Use your envy against me and just use that motivation to write yourself a book. And you're going to realize that all the corrections you try to correct me with are already in my book. And then my book will end up correcting you, which your book was meant to correct me. And I'm going to say, correction. I never said you can't observe. I never said you can't be aware of the observer. I said you can't observe the observer. Yes, I said the word envy. I'm about to smoke a bowl now. It's like I called someone envious, and you have someone say, envy? Yeah, envy. Have you never heard of it in a sentence used against you? You're envious. You show envy. I can't believe he called me envious. That's rude. No, that's envy coming from your part. It's not rude for me, it's envy from you. Oh God, look at this, y'all. So this is it's like 3D. It's like a holographic. Oh, you could see the holographicness, the holography. And inside we got Sherlock Holmes, we got the Kush, we got the Za. Let's do it. And we got the hemp string. Bam. My parents all went to my aunt's. They all went to Monterey. They're on a family trip. I'm staying home to watch the dogs. Parents are at work. No, I just told you they went to Monterey. It's giving Island Boy. See, I don't have to change my hair because I look like the Island Boy. You need to change what you put into your eyeballs. Because as soon as you see somebody with blonde hair, you think Island Boy. That just shows how limited you are. I have a face full of tattoos, and the first thing you think of is Island Boy, not the rapper 6ix9ine, not the cartel, Mexican cartel MS-13 gang members. First thing that comes to your mind is the Island Boys when you see me. That's not my problem, that's yours. You remind me of the Island Boys. That's your problem. I'm sorry you spent so much time watching the Island Boys that when you see blonde hair, it's the first thing you think of. Someone's like, "Where's your brother? Shouldn't you be making out with your brother?" I'm like, "Whoa, you see a tatted up Mexican and the first thing you think about is two guys kissing? That shows you're projecting and that's what you want to see." So I'm like, "Wait a minute, you want to cut me down mid talking while I'm teaching something to talk about making out, two dudes making out? Like that's what you want to talk about instead? All right, let's talk about it. You want to pull up the picture of them kissing out and say that's you?" You want to spend your days looking at two guys kissing, talking about, at least I ain't doing that, but you're watching that. Like, why is that the first thing that comes up to your mind? Where's your brother? Shouldn't you be making out with him? Oh, you'd like to see that, wouldn't you? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, you freak? Of course. Of course, that's all you think about. You're mad that I'm not making out with my brother right now. This ain't what I paid for. Damn it. I'm not high yet. All right, I'm about to be. So this is called a hemp string. Sometimes I just use the magnifying glass in the sunlight, and I'll just put the sunlight directly on my bowl. And then I'm ingesting fire from the sun, air, oxygen. Usually there's water in the bong, and then earth, cannabis. So you get all four elements: earth, water, air, fire. When you fill your bong with water, and then you smoke your weed with a magnifying glass. Fire, sun, water, air, grass. So I like to just ingest the four elements. And the fifth element would be ether. This would be higher consciousness. When people have writer's block, they smoke weed and it gets rid of the writer's block. God complex. People think I worship Satan. They would say I have a Satan complex. But now I have a God complex. I think I'm God. Yeah, I don't identify. Jesus was one with God, wasn't he? I'm one with God, everyone. I'm not one with Satan. I'm one with the Lord. Does that make me Lord complex? Or does it make me a Christian? Christians have to eat the blood of Jesus and drink the blood of Christ and eat the flesh of Jesus. He says, "Eat my flesh and drink my blood." So when people go to a mass for church, they're drinking blood and bread and think that it's Jesus. So you're becoming one with Jesus because you are what you eat. So isn't Jesus one with God and you're one with Jesus? So that means you have a God complex. You think you're God because you're trying to be one with him. If I eat Jesus' flesh and drink his blood, I'll be one with Jesus, and then therefore I'll be one with God. So Christians have a God complex. Why are they trying to be like God? Why can't they just say, Jesus, you're God, and I don't have to be one with you. I don't have to be like you. I don't have to consume you. Yet they're trying to consume him. You have a God complex, Christianity, not me, the non-Christian. Dude, you already are. Yeah, God is within. Where are you from? My mother's womb. I love when you guys engage with my channel. Whether you like me or not, you're engaging. So by leaving a comment, YouTube is going to recommend my videos to you more often. So you might as well subscribe. My name is Julio, aka Divine Being Divine, the author of 6 books. Go click the link in my description. Do you love God? God is love. But do I love God? Do I love love? I love to love. Druggy. Yerp, yerp, yerp. You know you can get drugs at Walgreens, right? Drugs are medicine. So you're calling me a druggie. What are you saying? I'm the medicine man? Yes, I am a healer like Jesus Christ the healer. Jesus spat on the ground and mixed his spit with dirt and rubbed it in some dude's eyes and healed him. So what was Jesus? A witch doctor? A pharmacomystic? Yes, he was, just like me. The witch doctor. The sorcerer. People are hating for no reason, exactly. And guess what? They're so fixated, they don't even realize it. What's up, Andre? Yeah, they're called root workers or witch doctors. The root workers, yes. Yeah, guys, double tap like. Let me thank you for that, Spartacus. I really appreciate you, brother. Bro, just use the lighter. FFS. What does FFS mean? I'm using the lighter. Did you not see me use it? Look, I'm using the lighter, bro. Using the lighter. Think I just made this fire with my laser vision? Zzz. I used the lighter. You're welcome. Do you actually do anything? Hmm. By anything, does thinking count? Because right now I'm thinking if I do thinking. Well, I'm thinking right now. I think. Yes, I do. I do something. You got IG? No, I am literally banned. Productive. Do you do anything productive? Well, right now I'm producing the removal of writer's block. As an author, I just removed writer's block by ingesting cannabis. Look at your face. You obviously think. Yeah, that's why I have the word truth on my chin. But you obviously know more than you think. So people have thoughts, which mean they think something is true, or people have knowledge, which means they know something is true. People say, I believe in God. That's because you don't talk to God, you don't know God, you believe in Him, you don't know Him. Do you, do you, do you breathe when you wake up? It's like this. Do you think you breathe or do you know you breathe? There's just a difference between thinking and knowing, and I'm sorry that you didn't know the difference between that. I'm sorry that you're treating your thoughts, opinions, and beliefs as facts, knowledge, and wisdom. A thought is not a fact. An opinion is not a fact. A thought is not a knowing, and a belief, an opinion is not a fact. A belief is not a knowing, and opinion, etc. Thoughts, opinions, beliefs are not facts, knowledge, and wisdom. There you go. This is the drugs talking. Where are the drugs? Um, if you mean cannabis, then yes, for sure. Look. Yes, marijuana is a drug, a prescription drug from Dr. Kush. So when people say, don't do drugs, don't do illegal drugs. Do drugs that are 100,000 million% legal. Is cannabis legal, guys? Yes. Do they have dispensaries in pretty much every city in America? Yes. So are people idiots for calling cannabis a drug, acting like it's something that's illegal when there's literally dispensaries everywhere? All you have to do is be 21? Yes, they're idiots. How long has cannabis been legal for? Nearly half a decade now. Gosh. Can't believe you thought weed was illegal still. Which was a mistake. It was wrongfully made illegal for no reason, and then it just became legal again. Like what? Weed gnosis. You gonna get banned for showing cannabis? Not at all. Not at all. I've already been showing it. I'm here. You know, people have weed channels. There's literally channels where people try weed, they try the bong, they try wax, they try concentrate. Literally YouTube channels. There's what, Hotbox with Mike Tyson smoking weed with. You got Mike Tyson smoking weed with all kinds of celebrities. Hotbox with Mike Tyson. He literally does shrooms. Nope. Yes, conversations are definitely best with people who have an open mind. I can't wait to just have fucking friends where we're all on the same page. I'm down for people. I don't just want a bunch of yes men, but I know that like when I have 100 people watching, there's at least 20 who are open-minded and who are like on the same level and been following me. And I just wish to be around those because I'm always having to fucking argue with someone or like debate. I could never just be fully relaxed when I'm on these online things. But of course, if I can just handpick a couple of people that I know I get along with, I can't wait to be in the setting where I'm just around people that I get along with. And then it'll be better because when people watch me, I'll be around people who get along, who are all on the same page, and there'll be less friction overall because um, when it's just me, you it's easier to attack someone because you're like, oh, you're already the odd one out. I'm here by myself, so it's easy to just gang up on that person. But when I'm a bunch of other people and we're all talking about flat Earth, we're all talking about the deeper symbolism of the Bible and the deeper psychological meaning behind Jesus and Christ and how it has to do with the consciousness. When it comes to that, I can't wait to just be around people who are ready to expound on that instead of me having to basically freaking prove or like defend. It's not, it's like I can share so much more information that I want to, but I'm stuck on the first sentence because people are like, "What did you say?" It's like, bro, I have a whole paragraph to read, and you can't even get past the first word in the first sentence. And it's not even the first paragraph. I literally have books. I have multiple books, and I can't get past the first page and open the book around certain people. And that's why I'm like, God, I just gotta wait, man. And I want to do lives with people. I want to have a podcast. I want to have multiple appearances on other people's channels. Yes, don't take their energy. It is their problem. Don't react. It is their problem. Protect your peace. Still your waters. Andre Pride, we can talk. All right, dope. Leave a comment, bro, and we'll talk, man. Because write down what you say, then read it to yourself. Explain. After explain what you hear. People are way too weak-minded. Yes. If you guys got weed, spark them up. On my YouTube, brother, any of my pages.
So let's talk, Andre. Um, do you have WhatsApp? Just comment yes or no now, and I can give you my WhatsApp number, and you can call me, and we can talk now. Because I hate just being by myself, bro. I don't want to just be talking by myself. I literally want a freaking. Who here has WhatsApp? Who wants to call me? If Andre doesn't have WhatsApp, I want to just start doing every beginning of my life. I'm gonna put my number somewhere, and everybody call me on WhatsApp. Anybody who can, and I just want to have a conversation. Tell me you like me. Tell me you hate me. Honestly, tell me whatever you want. I'll give everybody, a minute or two each. Hopefully, I can stick with someone more than 5 minutes and have a good conversation. But I'll give y'all at least 1 or 2 minutes to say who you are, where you're from. Yeah, people gonna prank call you. Okay, then I just block them. So my number. Somebody write this down so I can pin their comment. My phone number is 559-882-8026. Where even is my phone? Yeah, someone call me. Someone call me now. I'm all right. Um, number is 559-882-8026. What up, brother? Yep.
How are you, man?
I'm good, man. Nice to see you. So we got a caller. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Doing pretty good. Talk to you. I've been wanting to talk to either you or Chacon or Santos.
That's dope.
I've been doing, bro, when I went to Santos, actually, I'm 60 years old now. Especially when he used to say that you wasn't playing, but he thought it was a good. Those you, I was like, that was big criticism. Book, you write book, and then you know all these as book, all that crap. First time, thank you, son.
What was that?
Speak Spanish too, right?
A little bit.
Oh, a little bit. I thought you actually spoke Spanish. But that's dope, anyways. So I thought, man, it's very cool to talk to you. I just wanted to have actually a cool conversation about syncretism and all the things that I want to talk, because the things that you were saying, that it's always having, like, when you want to have meaningful, truthful, purposeful conversations about flat Earth and astrology, syncretism. People. I feel so bad when I think like this, but I always say like this fucking going. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, man. It's cool that you actually gave us your phone number. That's actually. I don't think Santos will do that.
I know, right? But yeah, I talked to Santos. I have his number.
That's dope, man.
It's crazy. Santos gave me all of his passwords to Instagram, YouTube, and he said, whenever you want to post a video, go for it. He said, just post. And so people think I hacked him and stuff, but it's not that. It's just we share his platform because I'm banned, so I can't post. I don't have any other way to speak to people, so he's giving me a voice by letting me use his platform.
It's funny that you got banned, and some other guys haven't. Not even Santos, thankfully. But yeah, that's cool, man. And Santos trusts you. I mean, for him to do that shit, because I know he's being attacked through all these years. So that's dope, man. Just let him know that a Colombian guy has been watching him. Actually, you know what? It's funny, but years ago, when he used to have Facebook, I was like, "Hey, Santos, I have a question. What about meat? Because you guys are vegetarian and all." And then he was like explaining a little bit, and I was like, "What about the ancient cultures?" And he said, like, just for survival. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I never texted him ever back again. That was like, phew, man. I'm not lying to you. If I'm 33 right now, and I think that's why I was so pushed. Like, bro, talk to me. Like this year, I was born on January 20th, 1993, and I'm 33 right now, and I'm half Capricorn, half Aquarius, and my mission here is different than the other guys, man. When I see Santos and when I see the rage that comes within me, when I see the truth of the world and the shit with Epstein, and I'm like, fuck, man. So I'm like, bro, talk to me. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation, even 5 minutes, so we can have a syncretism. Somebody that actually takes you seriously. There's so many idiots in the comment section, bro. They just, why would they be? Why would they even be in your videos to talk shit, man? That's just.
Yeah. It's I used to have a lot more like I used to have a lot more people watching. Um, it's just cause like I don't know. Like here's the thing. I should be able to go live with more people. Like I need a bigger platform to go live. So like when it's just me by myself, like I said, you know, it's just me in my backyard. People don't take me seriously. But if I were in an office with someone getting interviewed, then they're gonna listen. Like, who is this guy getting interviewed? And you know, in this, so like, I need that. Um, I understand why they don't take me seriously, but also it sucks because I'm not getting into like why did here's the thing, brother. Chief Chacon got invited to Las Vegas to go get interviewed by the dude with the afro, the Asian kid. You've seen there's video, there's always clips. He'll Chief Chacon will post clips of him being interviewed because he went to Vegas.
Yeah, yeah.
But you either get invited there because you have a big platform, and the only reason he has a big platform is because he goes live with Santos. They go live with each other.
A lot. Yeah.
And so not only do I have Santos's password, he has Santos's password. Santos gave me and Chief Chacon both passwords to his Instagram. We can both post whatever we want.
Cool.
And the thing is, before Santos barely gave me, I didn't know he was doing that, giving people his password. I would have asked for it for a long time ago, or not even asked for it, but he kind of offered it. But the point is, uh, Chief Chacon has a big following, but all he really teaches is Santos's teachings. I never heard him bring up his own teachings, um, which is fine. But all I'm saying is I was not able to go to the Las Vegas interview because my following is less than Chief Chacon, even though Chief Chacon and Santos himself admitted that I know more than him. I mean, Santos said that I can teach better than Santos. He's like, Julio, you teach better than me. He said that he said that on his live. And I was like, I would never say that. He's like, no, but it's true. He's like, you are so good. I never seen anyone better. So how come I'm not going to Las Vegas? But Chief Chacon does. And it's because of those numbers, the numbers that they have. And Chief Chacon only has those. So Santos is going to get interviewed because how many subscribers does he have on his YouTube? Santos. He has 300,000.
Okay.
So so now so now Chief Chacon associating with Santos and having his password in his account, he's basically it looks like he has 300,000, but Chief Chacon didn't gain all those followers. Santos did. And
Yeah.
and when I speak, I don't just speak like, "Oh, this is what I know." I say, "This is exactly what Santos taught me." Santos taught me yes, Santos used to be a glober, but now he's a flat earther. He also used to believe in God, and he used to be a Jehovah's Witness and knock on people's doors, and now he says God is within you instead of outside of you. So
Yeah.
he was the opposite before what he became, and the reason he is what he is now is because he knew so well what everybody thinks they know today. Like they think they know the Bible. He really knows the Bible, and he said, and that's why he doesn't believe in it because he knows it more than most people do. It's
Yeah.
you don't have to believe it when you know it well enough.
You have to. Yeah, he says that. He says, I don't believe in astrology. I know astrology. It's
But
totally different.
but also the thing is like Chief Chacon was telling people that he told Santos I was nuts. He's like, Santos, that kid's nuts. And I was like, Santos is like, yeah, Chief Chacon told me that you were posting pictures on your Twitter. And I said, yeah, Santos, I was um I was posting pictures because Santos said that there's something called perineum sunning. So this proves that I am a student of Santos and I don't just repeat what he says, I learn from him. Santos taught us, he posted on his YouTube channel that there's something called perineum sunning, and it means you basically let the sun shine on your genitals, your private part, and your basically your anus.
Yeah, that's why it's an animal like this, right?
Exactly. So I was doing that. I did that in my TikTok, and I did that in my backyard. So it wasn't me performing an act with another person. It wasn't it was just me doing that, and basically um I put hashtag perennium sunning, and Isaac told Santos I was weird for that, even though Santos taught me that. So so look it. The point is, it just means that I've been I know more, and because I listen to Santos and I've studied Santos more than most of these people. So if anyone deserves to be next to Santos, it's me, and that's why Santos said it himself that I'm the best syncretist that he knows. And all I'm saying is that it's just been really tough for me because of the lengths that I've went to. Like Santos taught me that I can do it, and I did it, and now I'm getting punished for it. Oh, look what you're doing! I'm like, bro, you can't snitch on me to Santos when Santos is the fucking guy that taught me that. You get it?
Yeah, I mean, it's because you don't have filter. Everybody, that's the thing. Like the tattoos, the personality, the way you talk is, you have no filter. Like you could be free. Like you are very free on that man. So that's why I think he said that you are weird. But you know, there was one attack. I'm weird too,
Mhm.
and I'm super quiet. And was a group one night, and I was super quiet. And I told me, yeah, quiet that it becomes weird. And this group, yeah, but weird is not bad. So take it that way, man, because being weird is not bad. And I mean, if you want to say that that's weird and you wouldn't do it, and he couldn't show it, what he said is like, I would do it, but I would never show it. Who gives a fuck, anyways, man? But I got a question for you, Julio, because I think that how's having your fight ego and your challenge with ego? Have you battled it? Because I almost feel like sometimes that first
Yeah,
and with the guy that stole the book.
I'm really I so I wrote this book called Beyond the Veil, and it talks about ego, death, and shadow work. So I'm aware of exactly what it means to be like egocentric, or the other word, narcissistic, or to be self-centered, or just ego inflated. And I identify those things, and I explain how the point of becoming like Jesus and becoming like Christ is, and what it means to be in heaven. It's heaven on earth. It means to be in a place um, of non-fixation, which means you don't identify with your status and whatever. It just means that's when the Bible says be like children. It means we are open-minded, and so that's why syncretism is key, because we're comparing all the different religions, and we're very open-minded. But also it's like the ego death is about it's about non-fixation, but it's have I done it? And yes, I practice every day being, and me tattooing my face is a huge like proof of it. It's proof that I've had my ego death. I killed my identity to my body. I don't identify with my body, um because people would say like, I have people tell me like I would never do that. Like, like when Isaac Chacon called me weird, it's because he is fixed on what he thinks macho man should be. Macho man don't take pictures like that showing their, or and it's like, um but it's like it's like he's fixed on what he thinks uh like righteous is, or what a certain character should be, and how other people should be. And but I'll but the thing is, like, I've done my homework, and you're right, I don't think of weird as a bad thing. I know that I'm different, and when people call me weird, it really just, it gives me an opportunity to know more about them than they know about me. They're calling me weird because they saw a picture of me, but now I know more about them, that these are closed-minded people, because of what they're saying. Because I know that they don't know about perineum sunning, and I know that they didn't watch Santos because he's the one who taught us that. So I'm saying you must have not watched that video. And I told Santos, hey Santos, he's talking about perineum sunning, which you taught me, by the way. He's saying that I'm weird because I did that, and I'm saying, and so Santos started realizing like, oh, he's like, you're right. Zach called you weird, but he didn't really explain that
Yeah.
why. Um, so
he didn't understand what you were doing. He thought you were just being, how do you say that, extravagante, like in
Of
English.
course, and that means we know more about him, that he's just a surface level person. He judges you on the surface. He doesn't really deep. He should have asked, "What is this? What are you doing?" He just said, "Oh, I don't. I blocked him because of what he's doing." You blocked him. You didn't.
Oh,
That's it.
oh, he blocked you?
No, he's telling Santos that he blocked me because I'm weird. Well, I'm saying that the fact that he blocked me and didn't ask questions about what I'm doing, like all he said is, "Oh, that's what you're posting on TikTok. You're a nat. You're basically." He thinks like I'm posting porn or trying to like post sexual content, but it's just me actually teaching syncretism on my Twitter.
Yeah.
I can't post it on Instagram. I'm not going to post it on YouTube, but I'm saying there's something called perineum sunning, and I teach what that is, what it looks like on my Twitter. And honestly, the whole point is that you're letting the sun shine where it usually doesn't shine, and it actually empowers you. It gives you strength, and it gives you testosterone. The word testosterone means it's your testicles are producing sperm. So
Yeah.
you need the sun to shine on your testicles to build testosterone. People take pills. All you have to do is let the sun shine on your testicles, literally. So Santos
Yeah.
taught me that, and so I let the sun shine on my fucking ball sack and my ass. And I wanted to before I told people that that's what it does. I want to prove that's what it does. Did I feel like I'm building testosterone? Do I feel stronger when I do that? Fuck yeah. That shit makes you feel strong. It makes you feel like you don't even need food that day. You fucking energized.
It makes a lot of sense because even when you take the sunlight, just like if you go to, I don't know where you live, but if you're in Florida, you just take your shirt off and you feel the sunlight and you're stronger. You feel like Superman. Actually, that's the whole concept of Superman coming back to life when he hits the sunlight, right? When the sunlight hits him, he goes back and he becomes Superman. And it's such an amazing analogy, and it makes a lot of sense.
I didn't know. I never knew that. He gets power from the sun.
You haven't seen, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man, Superman gets his strength from the sun, from the sunlight. He's Jesus, his analogy.
That's lit.
Jesus.
That's dope.
Yeah, bro. So when you see the movie, the movie when the Zack Snyder movie, when he almost dies because of the bomb when he was trying to kill. When the movie, he starts moving through space, and all of a sudden the shadow goes up. And he's all cracked up and gray, and all of a sudden he gets his color back, he gets his strength back, he goes full, and then he's back. So it makes a lot of sense.
Wow.
Yeah, Superman is charged by the sun. He is the sun.
He absorbs radiation.
Yeah.
Hey, lit.
But more than radiation would be the sunlight. I mean, I think what the writers are trying to tell you is that he is the sun. He is the light. That's Superman, right? When you see Superman, he's like this weird Jesus where he could go black or blue, but he's always super righteous and super powerful. So I think that's his analogy. That's the analogy of Superman. So when I saw that, they know what they're doing. They know, that's for sure.
But so yeah, that's the thing. It's like the spiritual community has split up a lot, and I wish it's because um it's just like the ones who are at the top shouldn't be, and the ones who are at the bottom shouldn't be.
It's been always like that. I think what Santos have taught us is being always like that. They have been so good at dividing people. You know how they are. They are made. I mean, they're not amazing, but they are fucking. Have you ever watched this video of Johnny? Do you know this jiu-jitsu guy, Bravo, that used to talk with? He's a fighter, and he used to talk with Joe Rogan. Bravo. Do you know who Eddie Bravo is?
Yep.
Do you remember when he had a video where he said, "Bro, math the world up. They're geniuses. They're fucking geniuses out there. They fucking are." I think the spiritual community has been always, that's for sure, the only thing and the only ones that do not divide are the syncretists. people like Santos, like I would say like me because I don't get in between that game. I understand the trilogy, the really Judaism. I understand what they're trying to do, what Torstini's are. So it is divided because of their plan. But once you become syncretist, you free yourself and you become part of the truth community. And that community is very patient, that very quiet. That community is not ready for war yet. But I think some of us have reincarnated into beings that are ready to not only be spiritual but are ready to fight, and not like a religion fight, like oh we're Christian, we're gonna kill, we're gonna attack a brother. No, not like that. It's more like this is the truth, and no more vampires are going to exist, and it's not gonna be a political fight or what. I'm pretty sure, man. I'm telling you because I am feeling it. The energy is getting closer, and the warriors that are need the groups they created, but something that I truly believe from within, real revolution might be televised, but it will never be organized. The moment a revolution is organized, is being controlled by the jet. Period. It doesn't matter. So true revolution will come out of conscience. Like people will know what to do by they will know, they will move towards the same direction without even without even knowing. The warriors are gonna see each other. They're gonna feel their frequencies, and they're gonna go straight up to the vampires. Man, that's what I think. So I think yeah, it's being fighting, but I think Santos has been saying that lately that everything's gonna change, that everything is gonna be very beautiful, everything is gonna change, but not because we're waiting for the press coming back, right? That's some bullshit. It's because
There'll be an awakening.
they are reincarnating, and they will start moving towards that change. Because that change is not only going to be spiritual or mental or psychological, it's going to be a war. All of them. It's not going to be ¿cómo decir? Una santa guerra, una guerra santa. Is the wars that are against Muslims and Jewish and Christians and that fucking order out of chaos that they create. That shit is gonna move. None of us are gonna pay attention to that, man. None of us. There's only one true thing that I really think for sure is true, and is the Christian. This is the real Jesus, man. So that coming back is when as soon as he gets back here, Jesus was also a fight. Otherwise, he wouldn't throw the. He was also a warrior. Not physical. I think the physical warriors come from Islam, and that's why they change everything. I think Islam, war, Christianity, that eat me more, and then Judaism, like I'm gonna control you both with money. That's what I would think. But it's the three religions, the three dogmas that are fucking people. So that's gonna change. That's for sure. Change. However, I don't know when and what, you know, like maybe they will create another virus, another war. A lot of shit's gonna happen, but the spirituality, the truth, they're coming back, man. Real men, real men are coming back. So I think that's what I think.
Yeah, exactly. When it says Jesus returns with a sword, it just means that our higher awareness will return and we'll be able to pierce through illusions and the lies. So it's a higher state of mind that's returning. Because right now we're not able to see the illusion, so we're just following the majority of us. And once we see through that, once we start having our minds sharp as a sword, that's when we're going to know who the enemy is. And of course, we're going to strike, but we don't know who the enemy is at this moment. Well, not all of us. But like you said, it's gonna be like a thief in the night when it's gonna be clear as day who the enemy is. So it's like, yeah.
Realizing that
I think what unites us all is when we see that we all have a common enemy. Right now, we don't see the common enemy, so we're separated. Once you
that's what I was.
go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, that's what they comment like higher of that.
It has to be that religion is a lie, because if the religion is the lie, then all three religions go down. Instead of taking one each by one, if we can prove that it's just it's symbolic, say this Bible's all symbolic, then boom, they're all symbolic, each because they're all this.
I think that dogma, they're fanatics. So religion, the power of religion is so freaking strong, man. It's the strongest thing ever. Like they killed it with that because just brainwashed. But there is one common enemy. Is one common enemy. But we think all their and it's the vampires, bro. We realize that the owners, like for example, the Orsinis, they are the owners of Islam, and the Orsini are the same. I would say they're the same thing as the Rothschilds. Just they're all vampires. They're all vampires. Once we realize, once people wake up, because I mean the else are out there, nobody has done shit. That tells you that they picked up by castrating men. But as we're getting everybody's committing these. We're not gonna let people keep eating the children of God. That's like, bro. No, man. I don't know. That's something that with me because nobody has done anything, and that clear tells who owns the world. Nobody does it. Like the world is full of cowards.
Yeah, and it's like are they not aware, or
they don't care,
or it's just they get too distracted, and it's obviously like the world spins so fast, not literally, but the world's always turning in their minds. They think the world's always turning, and you always have to pay bills and celebrities. um um I'm like, why don't celebrities, they have all this money, they can give so much back, but when they live their lifestyles, they barely, it's like they need more money because they need to keep maintenance for all their expensive shit. So it's like it's like this. It's like there's a saying that says, um there Pan, you know the god Pan? Well, his name is Pan. It's why we say pandemic and pandemonium.
Yeah, that's where Peter Pan comes from, though.
Yes. Right? So Pan is just the god of nature. And they made him into the devil today, which we call the goat horned devil. That's actually Pan, the goat. He's the goat man.
Yeah.
So he used to be a Greek god, and he was actually a nice, benevolent, friendly god, and all he did was play music in the forest. And the point was, he was basically the king. He was like the god of all gods, because even Zeus, who would call himself the most powerful, Zeus had to maintain his kingdom. He was the king, but he had to like work every day. Pan didn't have to go to work. He just does whatever he wants. So he was more of he was like a higher level above Zeus. Zeus, like it's really Pan. I think Zeus dies, and I think Pan never dies. Pan never dies. So Pan is like one of the gods who never died. He's still alive today. In mythology, Zeus dies. Every other god dies. Maybe they come back to life or not. But Pan is just right now. He's still in nature playing the flute, just as he was a fucking billion years ago, whatever. But
gone through the journey of
the ego death, sure, and that now he's in heaven, and our goal is to not be Zeus. Zeus has identified as the king, but he's always permanently the king. He can't take off his crown and just go relax in the garden. He has to be at
it's not
work. He has
it's
no
not
fun. It just work, all work, work, no fun.
no free.
No freedom. Yeah. So like so that's like that represents you. Um, there's a movie called uh, The Man in the Iron Mask where there's twins and they're both played by Leonardo DiCaprio. And
Yeah.
one brother is a king and one brother is a peasant. So they're the same person, but one of them is like I'm a king and they abuse their power, and the other is a peasant and he actually wants to be a peasant. He's like, I'll just live out here in the forest by my or in the hills and I'll just be a peasant forever. And they're like, no, you need to be the king because your brother is a bad one and you could be the good one. So he's like, but he kind of just wants to be a peasant. He doesn't want to be a king. But so the point is he deserves to be the king because he doesn't because the fact that because he doesn't want to be a king. That's why he
Almost like Luffy. Yeah,
it's like so if you want to be a king, you shouldn't be the king. But if you don't want to be it means you're humble, right? You have humility. The person
king. If someone chooses you, you cannot be yourself as the king
you have
because
to be
you
chosen. You can't choose it, right?
cannot be self-proclaimed. Real
Exactly.
kingship from acceptance,
Exactly.
from trust.
So that's so I put it that way. I say the government or like what you call the elite, the vampires, these would be they kind of made the government and they own the banks and shit, right? So they would be like the mind. They would be like the bad king, and us we're like the peasants. We're like the good king who says I'll just live in the hills. We need to be the government because they suck. So like we'll do it instead. Like okay, we will be the government. So that means we've taken ourselves out of peasanthood and put ourselves in kinghood. But the goal is it's like this. This is a better way to explain it. You know, Pirates of the Caribbean with Jack Sparrow, and
Yeah.
there's another guy, Orlando Bloom. He plays Will Turner. He's the British guy. So Jack Sparrow plays the pirate, and Will Turner plays the British guy. So the point of the movie is that Jack Sparrow is hard to catch because um, he's all over the place. He doesn't think about his next move, so nobody knows. He's like what is it called? He's spontaneous.
It's like he doesn't have an inner dialogue. He just moves.
He's all thought or he's all action reaction. He's all reaction. No. And the British guy is the opposite. He's all order and no. Actually, he's good to. The point is they're learning how do I put that? Yeah, like to integrate the opposite. And so now Will becomes more like a pirate and the pirate becomes more like a Brit because he knows the laws and the contracts. Oh, I think your phone died. I guess my point was yeah, we lost connection. My point was to say oh, he's right there. Yeah, you lost your battery. I guess my point was um, being fluid and flexible. Um, Another good one is Gulliver's Travels with Jack Black, where Jack Black leaves on a boat and he enters a world where he's tiny and everybody's huge, and then he goes to another place where he's huge and everybody's tiny. And so you want to be able to uh, incorporate both worlds, not be stuck in one of them and not combine them, not bring everybody to one world where there's giants and small people and little. You don't want to be a normal sized amongst elves and giants in the same place. What up? What up, brother?
My cell phone died.
No worries.
We're saying the Jack Black thing.
Well, I was talking about Pirates of the Caribbean, how we understood how they were supposed to integrate the opposites of each other.
Yeah.
And then the Jack Black one with Gulliver's Travels. Have you seen that one where he's a giant?
Yeah. That's an old one, like 10 years, right?
That's right. And there's also one called Shallow Hal with Jack Black.
Hmm.
You never seen Shallow Hal?
No.
He basically there's like it's basically Gwyneth Paltrow, I think. It's she's wearing a basically like a fat suit, like a fat costume. And that's because when he looks at her, she's skinny and beautiful, and that's how she looks in real life. But um, in real life, I mean, in the movie, she's actually like very overweight. So they put a costume on her where she's overweight, but when he sees her, she's not overweight. But he so that means he can only see he can only see her for her personality. He can't see the surface. But at the beginning of the movie, he's the opposite. He only likes girls that look good on the outside, and he doesn't care about the emotions or whatever. So now somebody curses him and says you can only see their personality. And so now he walks around with this, this overweight girl, and so people are making fun of him like, "Yo, why the heck you're with this overweight fat girl when I thought you like hot girls. Why are you with this girl?" But he's like, "She is hot," but he doesn't see her. He thinks she's beautiful because he only sees her personality. Now the point is at the end, now he can see both. He can see what you look like and if you have an ugly attitude or not. And so that the whole point of Pirates of the Caribbean and all these movies and Shallow Hal is that you want to basically be the best of both worlds. The pirate wasn't limited to only pirate knowledge. Jack Sparrow knew how to make laws and contracts and stuff. And then um, Will Turner was learning how to be spontaneous like Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
And
That's sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, but that's the whole thing of light and darkness and accepting who you really are, right? That's such a like we have to understand that we are also darkness, right? We say that that's about light and the yang. And do you watch anime? Do you like anime or?
I don't know. I mean, I like Dragon Ball Z, like that growing up. I used to like that. I don't really watch any modern day anime.
Well, I'm gonna I'm gonna advise you to watch. And I don't know if it's an advice. I don't want to say advice, but I want to invite you to watch One Piece.
Okay.
I don't know if One Piece, but if you see, let me put my camera back again so you see this little guy right here.
It's called what again? One
One
Piece?
Piece.
All right, I think I heard about it.
Yeah, man, and actually, it's kind of.
Oh, hold on, view. My bad.
Let me do it again. So this is Luffy.
Hey.
Right? And this will be so One Piece.
Dope.
Bro, it's amazing. It is actually. It is fucking. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk to you about because I know anime writers. Some of them are very organized. Some of them know esoteric knowledge. That's for sure, man. I'm telling you, especially One Piece. After I've been watching you and Santos, and then after seeing so many animes where I can tell that they know they are trying to communicate to us this same knowledge. I highly recommend. That's the
No,
word.
yeah, look, Yu-Gi-Oh. You know the Yu-Gi-Oh. There's a show or whatever.
Yeah.
And he has Yu-Gi-Oh, and then he has a Pharaoh, Aten or Atem.
His
And
name was. Yeah.
but so look, they both have, um, I think it's Yu-Gi-Oh and his cousin. They both have like an alternative Pharaoh version of themselves,
Yeah.
like a higher version. And
The
and the goal is he can pull that person out at will, right? Because I think one of them's like he's shy at first, and the other one. So when he's shy, he uses the other Yu-Gi-Oh to fight for his battles.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
the goal is to fight your own battles, but you're both the like
it's to embody that pharaoh and not have to like hand it over. It's like you have both, you possess both personalities now, kind of.
Exactly. And we are, yeah. And he's actually very, very dark. His name is Yugi, and he was a child. And then when he gets his item from his grandfather, that item had the soul of the ancient pharaoh, which name was Aten. Now check that name, bro. Like once you see that.
Yeah, that's the sun. That's like Superman. That's like Clark Kent and Superman.
Yes, exactly. And his name is Atom. Atum. And you know what Santos used to say about Atom? Everything is Atom.
All is
So,
Atum. Yeah, look,
exactly.
look at the screen.
I don't see your screen.
On the YouTube.
On the video?
Oh yeah, you have to go watch my live.
Yeah, I gotta watch the live again.
I'll show you right here. Look, I'll show you my screen.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Atum.
On your face. Boom. Yeah. Yes, all is Atum, bro. So when I was like Atom, I was like, oh shit. And the name they gave him was Yami. And Yami means dark. So Yami Yugi is the darkest or the dark version of himself.
Wow, Yami Yugi. Wow.
There. So, bro, the writers, the anime writers, the manga writers, some of them have deep knowledge. Like Dragon Ball Z, for example, 7 Dragon Balls.
And you unlock the Shenron, the dragon, which is the Kundalini and the 7 chakras.
Exactly.
Yeah, so these ones I'm aware. I'm aware of Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh, and I talk about these in my books. But I'm not aware about all the other ones. But see, but I'll watch it. But honestly, I think I might have the best breakdown of like once you know the template. I know the template, and once you have the template, it applies to all the different movie. You can say, oh my God, they're all saying the same thing.
They're all saying the same, yeah. That's
Which
what
is exactly, but so I don't think he's ever put it in the way like my new my new material content that I'm putting out is about the psychological death, and that's the whole hero's journey about the death and rebirth, where you kill your old identity and then you're reborn this new higher version of yourself, and that's the ego death basically.
I've gone through that. Like you cannot, if you want to.
So some people use substances and like they have an ayahuasca trip or DMT ceremony, and you don't need that. It could just be trauma. You can go through an experience. You see family members fight or die, or you can you have a breakup. Crazy things like can just trigger your awakening for you to have that ego death. And I mean, yeah, like I said, mine started in 2020. Started with Santos when he talked about veganism and about Jesus being about consciousness, because he was like 33 vertebrae, and because I always had a problem with Virgin Mary. Like, you can't have a virgin give birth. Which one is it? Was she a virgin or not? Because you can't have one. It was too contradictory for me, and so I said the fact that people just love to just like believe in something that's too miraculous to be possible. It's too miraculous.
That's much that makes believe the religion actually true. Like, oh, look at that myth, blah blah blah, like that mysticism, that weird story. That
To me, that's like, why are we believing something like just because our grandparents believed it? Like, maybe they studied the Bible more than we did, but I don't think we should just. It was just hard for me to see people believe it so easily.
Inquisition was tough, man. I mean, I believe Inquisition has lost their power because of the movement of the stars. Right now, the stars.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they would kill you if you were if you were a pagan, right? If you were against the Bible.
So Inquisition, that's what I'm telling you. The Jesuits did a great job by dividing the masses with religions, with Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. But you know how the great Pope is in the Jesuits. I mean, I've learned a lot from Santos. So, I was going to tell you about that.
The Inquisition did really good at separating us.
Yeah. They did a very good job. So that's why I guess our grandparents believe all that shit, and we don't anymore because of the movement of the stars. The stars have freed us.
Also,
Now,
you don't think because also the internet, because we can talk to each other, because
um,
without Santos opening my eyes, I wouldn't have been able to write my book and also awaken so many other people as well.
internet
You
has
know?
taught us a lot, but have you noticed how bad was before? Like now we have more communication. Like we can talk, we can chat, we kind of connect using Instagram. But before, like let's